Dear friends, we all know there are different symmetry elements and symmetry operations which can be associated with the molecular symmetry. Out of them, one interesting symmetry operation and element is improper axis of rotation, or it is also known as rotation reflection axis. Now, what is the difference between proper axis of rotation and improper axis of rotation? Number one, in proper axis of rotation, only rotation around the axis at the finite angle will give us identical indistinguishable structure with the original one, whereas in improper axis of rotation we have to perform two operations for complete one operation of improper axis of rotation. So we have to consider rotation along the axis and then reflection through the perpendicular plane, and then the resulting structure can be compared with the original structure, and if we have identical indistinguishable equivalent structure, then we can say that the axis is improper axis of rotation, or it is rotation reflection axis. Now we will consider one object to understand this operation. What do we mean by rotation reflection, and what can be observed, or what will be the difference in the object we have to observe. Now consider this object. This is a simple object made up of playing models where we are using building blocks. But it is very helpful to understand our phenomena of improper axis of rotation. Now consider in this molecule object there are two different parts on right hand side and left hand side. If you observe on the right hand side, there is a slanting, some slight slanting part observed below this one, downward position. Whereas in the opposite part on the left hand side, if you observe, the slanting part is on the upward direction. So if I will rotate the molecule where the axis is passing through the center of the molecule, but I will consider the axis like this. So our axis is passing through the center, and if I will rotate the object around this axis, then observe what is happening. We have this object and we are rotating it along this axis. As I have said, we have to consider definite angle of rotation. So if I will keep in my mind that this is a linear type of molecule, linear type of object, then at first it should look like this only. So that's why I have to rotate it at particular angle, and that particular angle will be 180 degree. So I am rotating the molecule at 180 degree along this axis. And what is happening now? See, what happened? The slanting part previously was on the one side, now it is in upward position of the other side. And same thing happened with the opposite side. So it is not identical, not indistinguishable, nor it is equivalent to the original. We can easily differentiate between both the structures. But if I will consider now the reflection to the perpendicular plane. Now which plane we have to consider? Our axis of rotation is this. Molecule was like this. So our plane perpendicular to the axis of rotation, it will pass through the atom, pass through whole the molecule, and it will bisect it in each one, and we will see the reflection of one part as a mirror image of other, and other part as a mirror image of one. So what ultimate happen will be reflection through the mirror, and that's why if we will consider reflection now, then we will have reflection of the object exactly same as the original one. You can see the reflection of this part at the downward part, where as the reflection of the other part as a downward part also. But if you observe in the reflection itself, then the slanting position will be on the same side as it was originally. Now we will try to consider one molecule which has the similar phenomena and it has a improper axis of rotation. Now, we are not saying that in a molecule proper axis of rotation is not present or proper axis of rotation cannot be present. But in some molecule, this type of improper axis of rotation can be present, and that is the important thing we have to observe. Look at the structure. You can observe in the slide. Now, if you consider this molecule, and if you consider this atom carbon A, along with it hydrogen A and chloride A, at the same time there is another pair carbon B, chloride B and hydrogen B. Now consider the axis passing through both the carbon like this. So rotation around 180 degree will change chloride A, hydrogen A in each other. Similarly, hydrogen B and chloride B in each other's position, whereas carbon A and carbon B will rotate on its own position. But due to rotation, side of all the atom will change. That's why I have represented it with this dot different color. So we can differentiate two things. Number one, hydrogen and chloride has changed their position with each other, and the side of all the atoms are changing to the back side, coming as a front side. Now I have represented rotation as A. That means for improper axis of rotation, first of all, we have to perform rotation around the axis and then reflection through the plane perpendicular to the axis. Now, once we complete the rotation, you can see carbon A and B are on their own position. Hydrogen A and chloride A have changed their position with each other. Chloride B and hydrogen B also change their position with each other. So, let me say this is our structure number 2. Now, after rotation, we have to perform reflection through the plane perpendicular to the axis of rotation. So, reflection will be considered as B, and after reflection, what will happen? Carbon A, hydrogen A and chloride A will reflected as the place of carbon B, hydrogen B and chloride B. At the same time, carbon B, chloride B and hydrogen B will be reflected as the place of carbon A, chloride A and hydrogen A. So, resulting structure will be like this, and this is our structure number 3. So from structure number 1 to structure number 3, it is the complete operation of S2 improper axis of rotation. But here how many operations we have performed? 2. Improper axis of rotation means 180-degree rotation, then reflection through the plane perpendicular to it. So I have represented plane over here again to show you that this is a perpendicular plane to the axis of rotation, but it is not sigma h, sigma v or something like that. It is only perpendicular to our axis of rotation over here. If I will perform again similar rotation along the axis and reflection through this plane, then the resulting structure will be the original structure. All these things we can represent like this also, where Sn represent improper axis of rotation and n equal to 360 divided by theta. Here also theta is the angle of rotation. For example, in this molecule trans-dichloroethylene, we have considered 180-degree rotation, so we can represent it as C2. Note down, this C2 is not the proper axis of rotation. It just represents that the angle of rotation theta is 180 degree. Then followed by perpendicular sigma, that means plane perpendicular to it. So if we consider this is our structure number 1, Then after rotation, structure number 2. After reflection through the perpendicular plane, we are obtaining structure number 3. So from structure number 1 to structure number 3, it is the complete operation of S2. Now as we have discussed, I will perform S2 operation on the structure number 3. Then I will have complete operation of S2 and I will obtain structure number 4, where structure number 4 actually is the operation of S2 two times on original structure, and we can compare structure 4 and this original one are equal, so we represent it as S2 equivalent to identity. So friends, it is also important to note down that when we consider operation of improper axis of rotation, the value of n will decide how many times of rotation I have to perform so that I will get the original structure here. In S2, two times of operation will give us the identity, but it is not always right, because if the value of n will change, for example it will s3, then depending on that value I have to perform 6 times of operation of s3, then only we will get the identity. That's why it is not proper axis of rotation. So difference between Sn, that is improper axis of rotation, and actual Cn, proper axis of rotation, is that in Cn, n represent number of operations required to get the original structure, whereas in Sn, if n equal to odd number, then we have to perform twice n times of operation to get the original structure. So now you can easily understand why I am saying that this Cn is not actually proper axis of rotation. No doubt, in some molecule, the same axis, likewise I have considered this C2, the same axis can be considered as proper axis of rotation, and the same axis may be considered as improper axis of rotation, but it is not always the case for all the elements. So dear friends, keep on practicing for different molecule and you can easily understand the importance of this improper axis of rotation and its equivalent symmetric structure. So see you next time with next video with next symmetry elements. Till then, goodbye.